Hi, my name is Ronald and I'm a professional driving school instructor at Benz Driving Academy, and I'm going to talk about the interior of the car and some of the vehicle controls. Alright, so I'll start with the main one. The main one is the ignition switch. Ignition switch is right here, okay? This is where the key goes. This is called the ignition switch, and this is where we put the key, okay? This is what you use to start the car. All right, that's the ignition switch, and then this is how you turn off. To turn the car on, you turn clockwise. So I'm going to turn my key clockwise to start the car. The car has started, and if I want to turn off the car, I turn it towards me, or what others call anti-clockwise, and then I'll turn anti-clockwise to turn the car off. Once again, to start an automatic car is very easy. I'm going to put the key right into the ignition switch here, and then I'll turn clockwise to start the car. Once the car starts, you release the key. The car has started and the engine is on. And if you want to turn off the car, you turn the key towards you, or what they call anti-clockwise. The car is turned off and you can take the key off and you're ready to leave. Alright, so that's the ignition switch. The other important part I want to talk about is the steering. This is a steering wheel. It has a couple components here. We have the horn at the center. Most of the cars, you'll find the horn at the center. All right, so to operate the horn, all you have to do is push in a little bit. As you can hear, that's the sound of the horn. It's at the center here. You press it and that's it. The other important thing that is on the steering wheel are the windshield wipers. So I'll keep the car on so that I can show you how these other things operate. These are the windshield wipers. All right, so I'm going to operate them vertically. All right, once I put down, the wipes or the windshield wipers are on. I put all the way down for maximum. As you can see, that's the speed. That's the maximum speed for the windshield wipers, and I can go on reducing. That's intermediate, and I can go to low, and then eventually I can turn them off. They're off. And also, if I want some water to come out, let's assume there is dust on my windshield, all I have to do is use this lever. I'm going to pull it towards me, slightly towards me, and the water will come out. Once again, I'm going to pull it towards me and the water will come out. All right, that's how you steer. On the steering wheel, we have what we call the lights. The lights are on the left side. This is the lights lever. It's the same lever that you use for your signals. Okay, so if I push it down, my left signal goes on. If I push it up, my right signal goes on. So up is right and then down is left. The center is for off. Okay, it's the same lever that you find your lights on depending on what car you're driving. This is a Toyota Corolla, and the lights are on the same lever like the signal lever. All right, so there's an off here. All right, and now we have the lights on. Okay, so this is the same lever that will put your lights on, like I said, depending on which car you have. Okay, and the other important feature that you need to know is what we call an emergency brake. This here is called the emergency brake. This lever here is also called the parking brake. Americans like to call it a parking brake. So right now it's down, and that means it's off. To put it on, all I have to do is lift it up, make sure it makes some sound when you're putting it on, and then to turn it off, you hold it, lift a little bit, press the button and push it all the way down. Now it's off. Once again, to put it on, I just lift it up, it will make some sound, and then to take it off, I'll lift, press and push down. Once again, it has two names. It's called the parking brake, and it's also called the emergency brake. So you have to be careful with that when you hear that. Okay, all right, we have a few other things here. These are to do with the radio, okay? And obviously, if you want to turn on the radio, there's a power button here that you press. That's off, you press it again, and that's on. Okay, but I want to talk about major features that are very important. Now, we have this one here is the thermal. It's the thermal. Now, if you look, we have two colors, or we have about three colors here. We have the blue. The blue one is for cold. It's for AC, air conditioner. all right. And then if I go to this, I think this is, you can either call it gray or white. This one here is for medium, okay. It's not too cold, not too hot, it's just the average. And then if I put on the red side, that is for the heat. So if you're feeling cold and you want the heat to come out, you put it on the red side, all right. If you are feeling too hot and you want some air, you can put it on the blue side. That's for the air conditioning, okay. Now the middle part here is what we call a fan, all right. Look at the fan. Right now it's at 0. You can go to 1, you can go 2, 3 and 4, all right. This is the fan, and that's how it works. So every time you put on your air conditioning, put on the fan. How much do you want it to come out, okay? So the air conditioning is going to come through these vents here, and you can choose to decide where you want the vent to point. It can either point towards you, or you can point it away from you. You can point it downwards towards you. You can point it upwards. So it depends on what exactly you want. And lastly, this is very, very important, okay? This will tell you where you want the air to go. So right now, we are on the defrost here, okay. So this is for defrost only. So the vents of the windows, the front windows, this is the one. Now if you want the air to come out from the vents up there and also down on your feet, you want to use this one here, the second symbol here. And if you only want the air to go to your legs, you use this symbol here. The arrow is pointing down to the legs, all right. If you want the air to come towards your face and also the legs, you can go to the second one here. You can see the arrows are pointing towards the face and also towards the legs. And also if you want the air to go only to your face, you can use the last one here, okay. Now there's also this one here. It's more like a C, all right, as a C with an arrow, okay. If you want the people at the back to share the air with you, or the heat or the coldness, you want to press this button here, okay. Now this is on. Okay, all right. Now we also have this symbol here. It's a red triangle. It's red and black. It's a triangle, all right. It's called hazards. Some people call them flashers. Someone says put your flashers on. This is what they mean. They're double indicators, okay. They're also called emergency lights. When you put those on, they can be called emergency lights. They are double indicators. They can also be called hazards. They can also be called flashers. So if, this symbol here has about 3 names. If they say put your hazards on, this is what they want you to do. If they say put your emergency lights on, that's what they want you to press. If they say put your emergency lights, if you press it, that's off. I press it again, they go on. I press it, they go off. I press it again and they go off. Okay. Okay. All right. And here is what they call a rear view mirror, okay. It's always very important to shift this, move this lever here away before you can adjust. Now it is locked in. When you push it out, you can adjust your mirror to wherever you want it to be, okay. Now once you have adjusted it, you can always lock it, all right. This is a rear view mirror. And if you're not, we also have what we call a sun visor up here. This is a sun visor. I have one, and my passenger also has one, the sun visor, okay. So if the sun is directly in front of you, you can open the sun visor to help you reduce on the sun, so that the sun doesn't come directly into your face. This sun visor can also move sideways if the sun is on the side. So I'm going to move it sideways to make sure it blocks off the sun from this side here, and I'll put it back here. Once again, this is called the sun visor, all right. All right, so right in my seat here, I have a seat belt. It's very easy to access, but I also have this important feature here. It's very important to make sure that this headrest, this is called a headrest, make sure the headrest is properly adjusted before you drive, okay. So when you sit, make sure you can move it up and down, okay. There's a button right here that you can move. Make sure it's right, you adjust it, so that in case of whiplash, it prevents you from whiplash, okay. In case of an accident, this will help your head to stay secure and protect you from any kind of whiplash, all right. So there's another headrest on the passenger side as well, and the seat belt is here, and this is a proper way to wear a seat belt. Okay, one part goes right down here and this one goes across. Okay, this is the proper way to wear a seat belt. Make sure it clicks in here, and then to release your seat belt, all you have to do is press this button here, and then it comes out and you push it back. Once again, the proper way to wear a seat belt is to make sure it's like this, in this format here, and this will keep you protected in case of an accident. Okay, now the steering wheel too has what we call a lever. All right, before you drive off, make sure you're as comfortable as possible, and then you can adjust your steering. You can push it down, you can put it up, you can pull it towards you, you can push it away from you. Once you are comfortable with any kind of position, all you have to do is push back the steering lever and lock it in. All right, once again, we have a steering lever down here. All you have to do is open it by pulling it out, and then you can adjust the steering wheel either downwards or upwards, or you can pull it towards you, or you can push it away from you. Once you get a very comfortable position, you can always lock it in, and then you are ready to drive. All right, so the door has a few buttons here. All right, so I'll start from the one at the top here. All right, it's crossed out, it has an X and a picture of a window. When you press it, it locks the windows, it locks all the other windows, so it means no one else can operate the window unless you press it. So when you press it, you're giving permission to other people to use their window, and then if you have kids and you want to lock it, all you have to do is press it. All right, on the second picture here, we have two buttons here. They have a picture of a padlock. One padlock is open and the other padlock is closed. So the open padlock, when you press it, it opens the doors. When you press the closed padlock, it locks all the doors. Once again, I'll press the open button to open the doors, and then I'll press the close button to close the doors. All right, now I have four buttons down here. These are for the windows. All right, we have four sets. This car has four windows, all right, on the sides. So the one with the word auto is for my window. When you pull it up, it puts the window up, and then when I push it down, it opens the window. All right, now the one close to me on my right, on the right, is for the right window. The same thing, if you want to put the window down, you push it all the way down, and if you want to put the window up, all you have to do is lift it up. Now at the back, we have two other windows at the back. These are the buttons that you use to open and close the back windows. Okay, so it's very, very important to look at this before you do it. The one with the word auto is for the driver window here, driver's window, and the one next, they're organized in the same way that we sit inside the car. So the one with the word auto is for the driver, this is the next one is for the passenger, and the ones behind